In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to integrate the nice interaction system into the massive world project to have an easy solution to interact with the PCG foliage in the game world. First of all, let's create a new world. For that, go to Massive World, Blueprint, and then right-click here on this BP Massive World Editor and run Editor Utility widget. This should bring up this nice window here, where you can click on Height Map and generate your world. It's very amazing that this works here with a single click. You can also click a few times until you like the result or just these values here. I will go with this here. And let's create next a new biome. For that, we go here to selection mode and switch this to scriptable tools. Then I'm clicking on area. Could change the values here, but I'm going with the default values. And I'm just now painting my new biome here. And boom. Very impressive how easy that worked. I'm going to complete. And now I also want to playtest in here. I have added to this project the third-person template. So in this map's world settings, I can simply switch it over to the BP third-person game mode, just to test how it feels to run around in there. Then I can right-click here, play from here, and there we are. That looks very good. And in the next step, I want to show you how to actually integrate the nice interaction system into this project here. So that, for example, the bushes or the rocks or trees, that all of them get interactable and you can destroy them or farm them. So to integrate the nice interaction system into this project, the first step should be going here to edit project settings and here to collision. Then you should add a new trace channel and call this look at trace, exactly like this, and set this here to ignore. Then accept this. Then in the next step, go to the Epic Games Launcher and add the nice interaction system to your project. Once you're done with that, you should see here in your content folder, your folder called Nice Interaction System. Go in there to Blueprints, Components, and open ACPC Interaction. Check over here in the Variables section, in the General, if these two variables, look at trace type and look at trace collision, if they are both set to look at trace. If not, then change it here. So the trace channel that we created before in the project settings. But if it was already a look at trace, then it's fine. We can close this here. Now, depending on how far you are already in your project, you might have your own custom player controller class, maybe also your custom game state class. You can simply check this in the world settings, what you've selected here, which classes you've selected here. For the player controller, I created here a simple empty player controller basically to just demonstrate how you can integrate it in your player controller. Same for the game state class. If you have here the default game state or the default player controller, then feel free to take the BP interaction system PC, or for the game state the BP interaction GS. But if you have here your own custom classes that you want to use, that's no problem. I'll just quickly show how to integrate this. So first of all, we go to the player controller, open this. Only thing you need to do here is adding the AC PC interaction. Compile and save, close the player controller. And for the game state class, open this as well and add there the AC GS interaction. Compile and save and close. Then we should already be able to interact, but to quickly test if that works already, I'm going here in the Nice Interaction System demo folder, the blueprints, example, interactables, and I will just drag in here one of these interactables and play, and there we go. You can see that we are now able to interact. Nice. So the next step would actually be making these PCG foliage interactable. For that, we first need to decide which meshes we want to actually make interactable. I would say for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the bushes interactable, and then you know how you can make the other meshes interactable as well. First, go here to Massive Road folder, PCG, and open PCG_biome. Then click here on Window and Find to get here this new Find tab and search for static. And here you can see all meshes that you can make potentially interactable. I'm going here, clicking on static bushes. And if you have selected this node, then you can look here for mesh entries. And here you can see some array elements. We're going with the first descriptor. And you need to adjust here the collision. This is now set to no collision. I'm changing this here to custom, and the collision enabled. Also important to change this here either to collision enabled or query only. I'm going here with query only. And since the bushes should not have collision, other than, for example, rocks that should have collision against the player, for example, the bushes should not. So I'm setting here everything to ignore, but I'm setting the look at trace to block. So this is important to make it traceable actually for the interaction system. So this step we now need to repeat because we have here two more array elements. I'm going to the next one and setting here this to custom, query only, ignoring everything, look at trace to block. And also for the last one, to custom, and here, like so. Then you can save this, going back here to the map. And what you now need to do is go here to the Nice Interaction System folder and open this data table. There you can add a row now, add a new row, and for the corresponding mesh, search here for the mesh. So this is SM bush. I'm also adding a new row for SM bush 2 because we have two different bush types in this scene. So you need to have to check which meshes you see here and then actually enter them here in the data table row. And here you have many other settings as the interaction behavior. You can add outline to them. You can add here a widget. You can add a title to them. Go to add here, for example, bush and bush 2. Or you could change the interaction method to be hit points based. And yeah, you can adjust many more things here. If you want to know more about that, you can check the Nice Interaction System documentation. And now let's play and test. Here you can see if we're looking at the bush, you can see the widget to interact. And if we press E, boom, the bush gets removed. And here's also bush 2 that has the hit points interaction, which also works. And the same way you can set it up for the trees and rocks or whatever meshes you have. And yeah, that was the integration tutorial on how to integrate the Nice Interaction System into this massive world project. Thank you.